Thanks to the supporters of channel member Robert Bannerman. Here you go, boys and girls. I told you not to panic earlier in the week. You'd get another bonus video at the weekend, and here it is. And in fact, this video is releasing as I am on an aeroplane on my way to Barcelona to do a matchday vlog, Barcelona versus Valencia. That video should be out in a few days when I get back. Leave a thumbs up on this video to show your appreciation for the commitment to the cause. The more thumbs up we get, the harder I'll work, editor Chris, to get that vlog out. I mean, it really, once I filmed it, it really has nothing to do with me, how quickly it's ready. But few days, match day vlog, very exciting. Does mean probably won't be a video tomorrow unless past Kev, this guy, found some time to make one extra video. We'll be back Monday, though. Don't worry. Hello and welcome to Club 4, Part 12 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have the European Super Cup against Europa League winners Arsenal, and we also play our first game of the new La Liga season against Girona with our new look team. If you missed the transfer special yesterday, you should go back and watch it. That absolutely does not tell the whole story. We did most of our business before the 1st of July, and our new look team is looking very snazzy, most notably with our new superstar right winger, Endri Osmani, who, look at that value, look at those star ratings. He's going to be very special. And we also finally got the man we've been chasing for 6 months, if not longer, Thilo Brandenberger, the 6'5" centre-back of my dreams, is going to be starting alongside Lazarov in a very new look back four. Only Balde surviving from just over a year ago when I arrived at the club. And injecting a lot of youth into this defence. A 25-year-old goalkeeper, centre-backs, both elite, I might add, at 24 and 22. And Agostini at right-back is only 21 and also considered an elite player. He was a wonder kid when he arrived, I believe. So certainly some quality in that back four. Balde himself is still only 27. So it's a back four and goalkeeper that could be together for the next 5 years plus quite comfortably. Same could be said, really, about the midfield. I think they're 27 and 28. De Jong, of course, is going to need replacing, but Fati is only 28. New boy Osmani is only 23, and Sukuna at front is only 24. So it really is a squad that is looking an awful lot younger and more refreshed than when I arrived. Can we win some stuff, though? Obviously, we won the Champions League last year, but as I've shown previously with Tottenham, any old trash can win the Champions League. Apparently, it's really easy to win in Non-League to Legend this year. I'd quite like to win a league title, though, because we still haven't managed one of those. But first, let's win a European Super Cup, which we're travelling all the way to Kazakhstan to play against Arsenal. And it's an Arsenal team that doesn't look hugely unexpected. I mean, there's a lot of recognisable faces in there. Smith Rowe, Saka, Odegaard, Ramsdale, Tomiyasu. Bearing in mind we're, 8 years in the future now? 8-9 years in the future? There's not been huge change at Arsenal, but then I guess they'd look at this Barcelona team and say the same thing. There's 5 players in this Barcelona team who are still originals from the start of the save. I guess it's the sign of teams that had a pretty good squad when all this kicked off. That they've still got a lot of those players so far into the future. And Sukuna has just started where he left off last year. He actually won the European Golden Boot, not just for his goals with us. He scored just as many with Napoli in the first half of the season, and his goals combined across 2 of Europe's major leagues made him European football's top scorer last year with, I think it was something like 34 goals between us and Napoli. So he has definitely got goals in him, and he is starting as he means to go on with a first goal of the season here, just absolutely ruining the Arsenal defender for pace. I didn't see who it was. Eric Garcia, I think it was. The former Barcelona man, of course. And now Pedri, with the effort from range, can't keep it down below the crossbar. But we have started very brightly in this game. We are looking good. All eyes, as far as I'm concerned, on Osmani, who we've just spent a lot of money on. And of course, Brandenberger, who has the opposite hairstyle to Lazarov. Lazarov, not very much hair at all. Brandenberger, lots of hair, but they're both big, strong boys. I expect us to be a big threat from the set pieces, which, of course, is something that my board have been asking me to do. So I went and signed a 6'5" defender. If this doesn't make us a threat, I don't know what is. We've got both Lazarov and Brandenburger lurking at that far post, and it is Brandenburger we aim for. He connected with that without even having to jump. Maybe if he'd have jumped, he could have got above it and headed it down towards goal rather than whatever happened there. I think it was a clearance from the Arsenal player, but I do expect that to be a little bit more of a route to goal for us this year. Now we've got such a big boy back there, and that is a good save from Simon. He has punched that outside of the area from lying down on the floor. Talking of big, strong boys, we've got one in goal for us as well. And as we approach half-time, Pedri wins the ball back on the halfway line, trying to release Sakuna. Sakuna is very crowded out here. He's done well to get a shot away at all, but he had 3 Arsenal players on him immediately. They are very aware of who our danger men are and are absolutely on top of them. But we've had, like I say, a very bright first half there. And now it's Osmani. First chance to see him skin a fullback. He's run out of pitch there, but finds Agostini, who bursts past his player, and then I think has been brought down. It doesn't matter. He's ended up in the back of the net. I think that's kind of hit Agostini as he was falling. I'm pretty sure he was fouled. It could have just as easily been a penalty, but we'll obviously take the goal. This is a promising start for Agostini. It took a long time to get going last year, but he's looked good today. And yeah, I don't even know. I think that's been cleared into him as he's rolling. Either way, it counts. It's a goal in the European Super Cup for Carmine Agostini, and he'll take it. I'm sure he'll claim that he meant it. We're now back at the other end. Odegaard with the free kick. It was Garcia with the shot, but it's cleared. And now Pedri looking to pick a pass again. And if we can look for Osmani on that right-hand side, he was in loads of space, but we ended up going with Ansu Fati instead, and Baldi wastes it. Osmani has every right to be quite frustrated there because he was in acres of space, but somehow Pedri didn't see the pass that looked like the obvious one to me. And obviously you can't expect Pedri to be a playmaker on the same level as I am. He's not necessarily going to see everything that I see, but it did look like an obvious one to my old man bespectacled eyes. Simon has got the ball and rolls it out to Lazarov. We have looked very safe and secure at the back. So I hate to tempt fate, but our back four, it's finished now, and it's looking really, really good. Balde on the left-hand side, charging forward. Obviously, the least defendery of all of our defenders, but you need one who's going to do absolute nonsense like this. And he's hit that with the outside of his left foot. Just decided there was no one he wanted to pass it or cross it to. Just had a go himself. And I guess at 2-0 up, when we're playing as well as we are, we can let him get away with it. If he tries to do something like that when we're 1-0 down against Real Madrid, he's getting dropped for a month, because that would be very upsetting. Right, let's make some substitutions. We only get 5 changes, despite this being a glorified friendly. We'll bring Zaballos on the left-hand side. Pedri has been carrying a yellow card and making me nervous for a little while. And old man Frankie can come off for new boy Salvatore Boattini to come on and make his debut. Very different kind of defensive midfielder to the others that we've got at the club at the moment. So we'll make him just a crunching defensive midfielder, and Gavi can take over playmaker duties in midfield, which is his speciality. Captain Gavi certainly knows how to pick a pass. But Arsenal have got in behind our fullback here, but Brandenburger is there to clear. I'm so happy to finally have my man at the back in Brandenburger. He just looks so assured, so safe. And we are 2-0 up still, and Arsenal just don't look like they've got any hope of getting back into this game. We have played very, very well here. I mean, obviously Arsenal won the Europa League last year, so it's not like they're really good. The Europa League now is very different to winning the Europa League in reality, in real life, because obviously there's no Champions League teams that fall back into the Europa League. So for Arsenal to be in the Europa League, that means they finished outside of the top 5 in the Premier League. So it's not quite a really good Arsenal team, but they still managed to win the thing. We're trying 2 more debuts here. Ngambi, who we brought in to play anywhere across the front 3, gets a go up front because, what's his face? Not Rojas. What's the name of our striker? Why can't I remember what's his name? This is sad. Very much Aspas, very much the forgotten man, because Kuna's so good. He's injured at the moment, and we've also got Amaferi coming on as well to play at left back to have a little look at him. And it's Arsenal once again with the ball. They've had a little bit more possession in this second half as we've made changes and kind of let them back into things. Is that Raheem Sterling playing for Arsenal in 2031? He must be quite an old man now. Gavi playing it forward to Agostini, and now Osmani, who's been a little bit quiet. So we've not quite seen £80 million worth of winger today, I don't think. But if it takes him a little while to settle in, I'm sure I can cope with that. Here is Amaferi, the new left back, plays it into the path of Zaballos. And I think Zaballos has been fouled there. It's just a question of whether or not it's in the penalty area. He was certainly running out of the area. I think Arsenal fans would be a little bit miffed if they have given away a penalty here, because it was completely unnecessary. But the referee is checking with VAR, and it is not a penalty, which is probably fair. He was definitely heading out of the penalty area. But we do have a free kick in a dangerous spot. Gavi to look to find Brandenburger at that far post. In fact, it's Lazarov who gets the header onto it, and Ramsdale just manages to tip it over the crossbar. It's a corner. Can we find Brandenburger? I would love to score a corner to show the board that we're serious. It's Lazarov who's there with the header. It doesn't need to be Brandenburger. It is Lazarov. It's a goal from a corner. The board can chill out now, and it's 3-0 to Barcelona, and we have just looked very, very good in this game. Very comfortable, very assured, very secure at the back, which is a huge bonus compared to some of the iffy moments we had last year when we were forced to play Santos in the back four, who was very much not ideal, not really of Barcelona quality. I'm sure he's not gone straight back into the West Ham team. Now he's gone back there, and Osmani is there to clear up the scraps from that defensive clearance. And look at him go, charges past his man, and then decides to give it to Gavi, who's just like, yeah, come on, it's the 86th minute. We don't need to be charging past men in our own half. Let's just wait, pick a pass, play it over the top. There is Ongambia, and the young striker has scored on his debut. It's a lovely composed finish as well. Similar to what we see with Sakuna, he's just used his pace to get in behind those defenders, and with a pacey striker like that and players who can pick a pass like Gavi, there's always going to be trouble. Ramsdale found himself in no man's land, didn't know whether he was coming or going, and Ongamba just dunks it over the top of him. 4-0 now. We have made this look really very straightforward. La Liga, you've been warned. We are coming for you. And we've picked up another lovely old trophy. Look at this. Lovely little stage. Where do they keep a massive stage like this while the match is going on? It must be, it must clip together. Unless is it a rollout mat? It can't be a rollout mat. You're going to slip on it. Either way, just like we were at the end of last season lifting the Champions League, we're now lifting the big one, the UEFA Super Cup. And we look far too happy about it, really. We shouldn't care that much about lifting the Super Cup. But a trophy is a trophy. Now let's hopefully take that dominant form that we've just shown there into a league match, because we'd really, really like to win La Liga this season. So a couple of changes for the Girona game then, just rotating in a couple of the old men so they don't get grumpy on. Araujo and Koundé both coming in at the back. And we've actually just turned down an offer for Koundé as well. That's both him and Araujo. We've had offers from Juventus for around about £20 million. Still not keen to sell either of them because we can't replace them for that kind of price. But interesting that the offers are coming in. But let's get this team submitted. Gratakos needs a squad number. He's not fully fit. He picked up an injury in pre-season, so that's why we've not seen anything of him yet. He's our new great young hope that's come out of the youth setup. But let's get the league table on here. We need points on the board early. Real Madrid beat us by so many points last season. We had a pretty good season, so we need to cut out all of those early season drop points that we had last year and just become clinical. Real Madrid got over 100 points last year. That means we basically need to be not dropping points against anyone and just relentlessly boring win. That's got to be the plan. Araujo opening the scoring after less than 10 minutes, justifying himself being back in the team, I guess. See, I mean, we call it rotation, but was it a tactical master plan? Because I knew he'd probably score. Who's to say? But importantly, it was from set pieces again. So fingers crossed, if we keep scoring from these set pieces, the board will chill out about them and stop whinging at me. There is Araujo at the back again, playing it forward to Balde, who is at top speed, running in the wrong direction. Lovely old stuff. Now Brandenburger forward to Gavi and De Jong and Pedri. And what a pass that is from Pedri, feeding Sakuna. But unfortunately, he was also at top speed and just couldn't adjust his angle at that pace to get a sensible shot away. And it goes very wide. But it was some lovely midfield interplay with these three in midfield. I wish there was a way to make them all 5 years younger. We don't necessarily need Pedri and Gavi to be 5 years younger, but then we get them for much longer. But De Jong, as part of that three, it is a thing of beauty, these three playing together. But unfortunately, we're not going to get to experience it for much longer with De Jong. Osmani on the right-hand side, trying to find a pass, gives it back to De Jong, and now Koundé in a crossing position finds Sakuna, and his header is just over. He's struggling a little bit today to work out how big the goal is. He's gone very high, and now he's gone wide. It was the other way around. You know what I mean? And now Araujo from the free kick, and De Jong, ball over the top, looking for Sakuna again. Third time lucky? No, this time it's straight at the goalkeeper. He's going to get there eventually. He's getting lots of chances. Meanwhile, we've got another corner, and it's going to be Gavi to take the corner. I think we're aiming for the far post. Oh, no, it's the pervert corner. Lovely. Although pervert corners do work with De Jong because we actually managed to keep the ball doing them. Although, even though Gavi's had the ball in the penalty area there, we don't see anything come from it. So we probably should just be aiming at the far post. This guy's desperate to come on. Someone should tell their manager. He's doing star jumps here at the side of the pitch. Get him on. He looks very keen. And now Araujo. I mean, he was just focused on the football there. I've never seen a footballer walk along just staring at the ball the way he's doing it again. Really focusing on his close control there, trying to look like a ball-playing Barcelona defender. Lovely stuff. And now De Jong to Brandenberger and Gavi. And now Gavi picking the ball over the top. This time it's Pedri on the receiving end of it. And he just dinks it over the goalkeeper for 2-0. We've seen both Pedri, I mean, all three of them, Pedri, Gavi, De Jong, all three of them can play that pass. And it just depends who's going to be running on the end of it. On this occasion, it's Pedri who's burst out of midfield. But it's a lovely ball from Gavi. It's completely undefendable. And it is 2-0. And this is more like it. This is what we were looking for. I mean, if the second half of last season, we were doing this. It just took us a while to get firing. But if we can start the season as strongly as we look like we're going to, we've not even given Girona a shot yet, then it's crossed. We can finally win a league title. And then if we win the league title, we'll move on again. We'll go and find a job somewhere else. We don't need to hang around at these clubs for a long time. We'll win a bit and go and hang out somewhere else and manage there. I'm still keen to head to Italy at some point because I've not managed in non-league to legend. I've not managed in Italy on non-league to legend ever, which seems a ridiculous statistic after we've been doing this. I think this is the 8th year and I've never made it to Italy in this save, even though it's always loaded and it's not like I'm avoiding it. So Italy would definitely be tempting as a location. But I'd want to loop back round and win the Premier League before we're done as well. There's certainly tasks to accomplish before I would consider myself a legend in this universe. But in the meantime, let's bring on Zeballos. Let's bring on Ungyamba again. Ansu Fati. You know what? You can bring on John Watt as well. The young Scottish player. He can come on that left-hand side because of, again, the injury to Aspas, keeping him off of the bench today. The fact that we've already had to go to Watt does make me wonder if we might still be a player short in those wide areas. Although I guess once Aspas is there, Ungyamba comes on in that situation. Is that it? Do we not have another wide player? I guess Pedri and Gavi can both go out there. So we shouldn't ever be in a situation where we have to play Watt in a big game. Not that it'll be a disaster to give him game time now. That's how you develop an 18-year-old. But I don't want to have to rely on a young 18-year-old kid. I think we've got a penalty here. That looked very much inside the penalty area. The referee is checking with the little man in his ear. And it is a penalty. Lovely, lovely, lovely. It's going to be Araujo to take, who is really trying to justify my decision to bring him into the team today with a couple of goals. Araujo versus the goalkeeper, and it's saved. Brilliant. We should have probably got a player who does attacking to take the penalty for us. Lesson learned, noted for future. But we've now got a corner. It's Zeballos looking to hit that far post. In fact, it's the near post where Brandenberger is this time, and Pedri with the shot from the clearance. It is a wild one. Pedri's better than that. He's got time to take a touch there. It just has a wild swing at it, trying to score a wonder goal and failing miserably. That's just very tidy work from De Jong again. I love De Jong. He's brilliant. We need to find a way to make him younger somehow. Gavi trying to squeeze it through to Zaballos. He actually does quite well. We've kept hold of the ball here. We're tiki-takaing everybody. Look at how we keep possession. It's beautiful. Brandenberger, he's just slotted straight in. And now Gavi gives it back to Brandenberger again, giving him plenty of touches. Araujo getting his head down for his trademark dribble again. And now Pedri to De Jong. We are just continuing to keep hold of the football. As I say that, it's De Jong who gives the ball away. Zaballos not able to win the header, but Gavi just comfortably winning it back and then releasing Zaballos. It's just so easy. And Gambia, and he's scored again. I tell you what, he looks like a decent attacking option. It took Aspas an age to grab his first goal for us. This guy we've brought in to be a third choice kid who can just kind of fill in where needed whenever. Looks like he's got goals in him. Second goal in 2 substitute appearances. And it's another very good finish from him as he gets himself away from his defender with his blistering pace again. Might have to keep an eye on that boy. Aspas needs to get himself fit quick, or he is going to find himself falling down this pecking order really rather quickly. And Gambia again plays it to Zaballos. And now Koundé on the overlap on the right-hand side plays it into Zaballos. And can he find a cross? He's giving it back to Koundé. It's drilled across to Pedri. And then there's the youngster Watts who couldn't quite get it past the goalkeeper. Tamang, the youngster from last year, only managed 1 goal all season. Watt nearly scoring within minutes of his first appearance. Although, to be fair, that's exactly what Tamang did and then never looked like scoring again. Let's get La Cruz on in central midfield. And then for the final change, I think we just take off Koundé, bring on Agostini, rest the old man. And, I mean, at 4-0, I think we probably deserve to drop a little bit of praise because these are the kind of games last year where we were dropping points. Today, we've dropped almost nothing. They've not had a shot on target. They've had 0.01 XG. It's been complete domination from start to finish. More of that in the league this year, please. That would be very, very welcome. Let's give everybody a nice little pat on the head for lovely old work. And we will return next week after I've returned from Spain myself. And I think we probably have to come back for Real Madrid because that is the big one. So Real Madrid on Monday. That's the plan. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. Thank you very much for watching.